Spiritual warriors, welcome in. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your love, your time, your support, your energy. It means so much to me. So, welcome in, you guys. If this is your first time tuning in, my name's Amanda, and this is the Connected Conduit, where I just open up, tippy tap in, and bring through messages to you, for you from Spirit. So it's my hopes that these messages confirm and clarify your intuition and what you already know and sense to be true for you. Okay, so before I hit record, I was getting so much sensation in my heart chakra, you guys, and it's back. It feels like nerves or anxiety, but it's not like bad nerves. It's like excited nerves. It's almost reminding me of, when you are about to go on stage and perform in front of a whole bunch of people and you're excited to do it, but you're also terrified at the same time. Okay, it's almost like there's pressure on you to perform or do well, and you're excited to do it, but it's a lot. So that's just the energy that I'm getting. That's the sensation that I'm seeing or that I'm feeling. And I saw 111 on the timestamp, you guys. So you could be seeing ones. So if you're seeing ones, that will be extra confirmation for you that this reading is in alignment with you. But also ones talk about new beginnings, you guys. And it also talks about like tuning yourself, tuning your vibration and plugging into a specific vibration that you want to be on, or plugging into a specific timeline that you want. So I feel like, you're trying to find that vibration that you want to be on so that you can have these new beginnings, and they're coming in. That's what Spirit wants you to know. You may have been doing a lot of heart chakra healing. Now I'm getting all flustered and nervous and tongue-tied. So I feel this is your energy. I was totally fine. So I don't know if you guys are nervous about speaking your truth to a specific person, or maybe you're nervous about talking in front of a group of people or something like this, but you're gonna do great, okay? Ground your energy. You may have been doing a lot of heart chakra healing recently, and I do see a lot of green for you, a lot of green and red and blue, okay? So red is the root chakra, green is the heart chakra, blue is the throat chakra. So I feel Spirit has been preparing you to speak from the heart without having any fear around doing so, okay? And maybe you're telling people your story, and that takes courage, or maybe you're about to tell someone that you love them and you don't know how they feel about you, but you're going to tell them anyways. But you're nervous, but you're excited. But you don't know what's going to happen, right? So that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting for you. I'm seeing a lot of grass, green grass, and it's really long. It's wild grass in a field, and there's a beautiful breeze coming through and blowing the blades of grass, and they're just sort of swaying. It's really peaceful. It's really nice. And there's this one tree way in the background across from this field, and it looks like an oak tree, and it's been there for years and years and years and years, maybe hundreds of years, okay? And it's very well established. Its trunk is massive. Its roots are deep. Its branches go so far out, really wide canopy here. And you see this tree and you walk towards it. And as you walk towards it, you put your fingertips out like this, and your fingertips brush the long, tall blades of grass as you go by. And it's sunny, the sun is shining on your face, and I'm getting really emotional talking about this. And you're in a good place, you're feeling peaceful, it's very quiet around you, and this place feels really sacred. Like this could be a special place that you go to all the time, or maybe just once or twice a year, but it's very sacred, it's very special. Maybe this is a place of letting go of, I'm almost getting grief or mourning here. Maybe for some of you, you've buried someone near this tree or something like that, or you spread someone's ashes in this area and you go back every year to honor their memory and reconnect with them. Okay, it could be for some of you, only take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. But I'm just getting that this place is really sacred and special to you for whatever reason. Okay, and so you're walking towards this tree and your hands are out and you're touching the grass and you're smiling and your face is raised to the sun, and you go to this tree and you touch the trunk and your fingers trace the bark on the trunk, almost as if you and this tree are old friends and you're coming back together, and you know every curve of this trunk, you know every part to this tree, you know every branch, every limb, every leaf, every root, you know the pattern on the bark, you know the knots and the swirls and the crevices on this tree because you spent time with this tree, you love this tree. And it's like reunion vibes. It's giving me reunion vibes, you guys. And you hug this tree and it nurtures your heart. And I'm so emotional as I tap into this, you guys. My goodness. And it's like you're reuniting with an old friend or someone really special to you, or this tree anchors you in who you are, or it feeds your soul, or it speaks to you. It speaks to you, it heals you, okay? And then you sit down in front of this tree and you put your back to the trunk and you close your eyes and you just take a few deep breaths and you just rest against this tree. And then after a little while, you open your eyes and you look up and one single green leaf falls and it slowly twirls and swirls all the way down to the ground. And that leaf falling was a message for you. And you I don't know, it's like the tree was speaking to you and you received a message from that tree in that moment, or you received a message from spirit or a loved one in that moment. And then tears, I see tears going down your cheeks. And there's a release here, a remembering. There's a remembering here, whether that's you're remembering someone very special to you who's passed away, or you're remembering someone who's still, alive today, but you're thinking about them. Or there's a remembering in terms of you're remembering something about yourself at a soul level from a past life, perhaps, that is reawakening within you. Whatever the situation is here, you guys, this is a beautiful sacred healing moment that I'm seeing. So that's what I'm getting for you. Wow, I almost need a minute. It's very touching, very touching. And now this could have been a literal message for someone, but if it doesn't apply literally, it can be very symbolic in nature, okay? Or perhaps this is something that you visualize doing in meditation. Take it how it resonates for you. Fragmented energy, a number 6. So I feel like you've been coming back into a state of wholeness and oneness, and you've been healing your heart. I feel that there's a puzzle piece here over top of this woman's heart. And perhaps for a lot of you, you've been feeling like something's been missing, or there's a hole in your heart or something like this. But I feel like you have put the pieces back together. You've been doing a lot of healing on yourself. You've been calling back your power across all space and time. Okay. I feel that things have been really rough, really stormy, really chaotic, really dark for you for a while, but you've come out of that. You're over the hump, so to speak. You're over the hill, and things are about to get a lot smoother for you. Yeah, true love. A number 4. So many of you are manifesting true love. Now, that could be with a partner. I do feel it is with a special partner. But first, you had to learn how to love yourself. You had to learn how to make yourself whole. You had to come into a state of balance. You had to do a lot of healing. You had to reclaim your power. You had to remember who you are at a soul level and step into that before you could magnetize the love of your life to you, right? You had to raise your vibration, raise your frequency to become a magnet for the love of your life. First, you had to love yourself so that you could attract a true love. It's interesting because the woman in the fragmented energy card is blue. She's wearing a blue dress and there's blue all around her. And this woman in the true love card is wearing a red dress, so blue and red. And I was seeing green, red, and blue for you. And there's green up here in the cards. So there you go, green, red, and blue. Great synchronicity, right? So I think you've been through a lot. And I feel like many of you are going to be speaking on that or talking about that, or finally you're in a place where you can talk about the pain from your past. Whereas before, I don't think you were in a place to do that, but now you are. You've done enough healing that you're ready for that. Yeah, dark thoughts. I feel like you really have come out of a dark space, you guys. You've been doing a lot of heart chakra healing. I also feel like somebody is deeply, deeply, deeply in love with you. Okay? And they want to be with you. They want to be with you. If you're manifesting love, it's here because you're finally in a good place. You've let go. You've let go of the past. A consciousness of lack. So a consciousness of lack is like the 5 of Pentacles, where you may have struggled with finances. You may have struggled with low self-esteem. You may have struggled with seeing your worth, seeing your value, but that has shifted because now I feel you see yourself in a new light, in a favorable light. You see the powerful person you are, the beautiful soul that you are. You see that you are love and you radiate love. That you are perfect, you are whole, you are not broken. You are not your pain, you are not your failures, you are not your sadness. That's not you. Those things have been things that you have experienced, but it's not you. Right? So I feel like you've discovered who you are at the core, you guys, and it's like you're standing in that. And so everything else around you that occurs, you're not taking that on as you. So it's almost like you're able to differentiate between what is going on in your inner world and what is happening to you, if that makes sense. It's like you're not your pain. You're not going to let your pain define you. You're not the betrayal that happened to you, right? You're not incomplete. You're whole. You're perfect just the way you are. Nothing's gone wrong. Everything is perfect just as it is, right? I hope that makes sense because that's what I'm getting. Playing it safe. So I feel that you're not playing it safe anymore. You were in the past, but you're not. You're not anymore. I feel that you're putting yourself out there. You're ready for more. You want more. And you know what it takes to grow. You have to feel a little bit uncomfortable to grow. Discovery. So I feel that somebody feels like they struck gold when they found you, when they discovered you, okay? They know that you and them are meant to be together, And I feel this is happening. This is happening real soon, you guys. Family, friends, and guides. So you've been connecting more with your spirit team, spending more time in nature, and it's really paid off for you. They've helped guide you through some pretty tricky times, you guys, and you listened to them and you followed their guidance. And I feel like you were able to overcome a lot of issues, you guys, money issues, health issues, confidence issues. You've done really well on yourself. I also feel like you've changed your friends. You've gone through a friend shift, so to speak. Okay, you've made new friends that are in alignment with this new vibration that you're on. It's interesting too with the oak tree and the vision. You know, oak trees, it can talk about our ancestors, our roots, our heritage. So I feel that you have been some sort of generational curse breaker, so to speak, or you've broken some sort of ancestral pattern that was really detrimental or unhealthy. Okay, so for example, your ancestors could have struggled financially for a long time. Maybe a lot of your ancestors struggled with poverty, barely ever making ends meet. And in this lifetime, you had a lot of fear around money, because fear and trauma is actually passed down in our DNA, in the bloodline. And so maybe you had a lot of fear around money, insecurities around money in this lifetime, but you never could really figure out why, but it was always there from the get-go, from day one, without there ever, you know, being anything, without anything happening to you to elicit fear like that, right? But I feel that you've healed that, you guys. You've healed that. And you might find that you're the first person in a long time in your family and your ancestry to be rich, to make a lot of money, to really come out on top. Ten of Wands. So I feel like you've laid your burdens down. You've been letting go of a lot of heavy energies. I think you've been going it alone for a long time and it's been hard, but you're about to have a breakthrough. I feel like you're a hard worker, you're dedicated, and you haven't given up. You haven't given up on yourself. You haven't given up on your friends, your family members. You haven't given up on finding true love, on your dreams, your goals. You haven't given up on your spiritual development and becoming a better person. You know, you're always striving to expand and grow and learn. And I think that's really commendable. Yeah, Spirit wants to commend you on that. It's been tough. Two of Wands. So many of you could be picking a path right now. Or this could be talking about this person who's planning on making their move towards you. King of Swords. So this could be the person who's coming towards you, you guys. King of Swords. They could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but they don't have to be. The King of Swords is very intelligent. He has really healthy boundaries in place. This person could be a business owner, a businessman, a businesswoman. They could be a lawyer, a police officer, something like this. They could be a doctor, but they don't have to be. This person means business when it comes to you. They mean absolute business. They may be a little bit on the serious side, but there's also a playful side to them. You may be moving into a career or a position where you're using your voice more, you guys, because the King of Swords is linked to the throat chakra, sword energy, communication, our intellect, our thoughts. Yeah. Spirit has been getting you ready for this position. Maybe you're getting into teaching, counseling, therapy, something like that. Maybe some of you are also channeling information and relaying it to people. You could resonate with being a psychic or a medium or an oracle or a channel for the divine, or a conduit for the divine. But you're very connected. You're very connected at this time, and you've gone through a huge shift. And you've brought in a lot of peace for yourself, you guys. You've cleaned up your act, you cleaned up your life, you cleaned up your friendship circle. Okay, you did have to say goodbye to some people here who, you know, you had outgrown, but I feel you made new friends, and these people, they're here to stay. That's how Spirit's making me feel. They're here to stay. Yeah, the Lovers. You guys, you've been healing your heart space. And you've been making heart-based decisions, which has put you in perfect alignment for true love and blessings. You guys, we have true love twice, right? We have the Lovers, which represents true love, a higher love. Okay, and that applies to yourself, like having love for self, unconditional love for self. But it can also talk about attracting the love of your life, a higher love, the highest of the high. And this is what you've been doing. You knew intuitively that you had to heal in order to raise your vibration, raise your frequency, so that you could attract this true love. And I'm telling you, they're here. Like, this is happening, and it's happening now. You already know this person. This person has already seen you, and they feel like they've struck gold. Okay, they can't believe it. They're so into you. Gemini energy here. Gemini to me is all about the throat chakra. Geminis love to talk, right? And they're very chatty, and they always have great points to make. And yeah, they're great communicators. So Spirit has been preparing you to speak from the heart without having any fear. And we have the King of Swords and the Lovers. The King of Swords is about speaking, and the Lovers is about the heart space, speaking from the heart. So that's a beautiful confirmation and clarity for you. And then as I look down, it's the Moon, which is about fear. So Spirit has been preparing you to speak from the heart without having any fear around doing so. Okay, that's really beautiful. I'm not sure what you're speaking on, but I feel like it's really personal, or it's really private, or it's something really close to your heart. And I feel like, again, back in the day, you wouldn't have been able to talk about it, but now you can. Now you're in this healed state where you can talk about it without breaking down into tears, or it doesn't hurt you to talk about it, or, you know, you're finally feeling confident to tell someone that you love them, for example. Take it how it resonates for you. Yeah, the Devil. This is about fear, blocks, addictions, temptation. Yeah, you've been healing, okay? You could definitely have been healing from a lot of fear, worry, anxiety, doubt. You could have been healing from an addiction, or a codependent relationship, or a toxic relationship, or a whole slew of toxic relationships, one after the other. Yeah. I feel like you had to call back your power after being with someone of a very low vibration. This could have been a partner, platonic or romantic, that you were involved with. You know, this could have been your husband, your wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a friend, or a family member who really tore you down, who just ripped you apart is what I'm hearing, okay? And you had to build yourself back up again and reclaim your power from this person. I feel like they wanted to keep you small. They wanted you to play safe. They didn't want you to go anywhere. They wanted you to stay chained. They didn't want you to rise and free yourself and liberate yourself. But you have. Oh, you have. Yeah, the Seven of Wands. You're a fighter. You've never given up. And your persistence is going to pay off here big time. I also feel like this person coming in, the love of your life here, they're going to fight for you. They want you. They may feel like there's competition for you, and they're going to have to get in there and put in some effort, okay? I also feel, because of this new vibration you're on, that you're going to be picked out for something. You're going to be picked for a position, a job. There's some sort of opportunity coming other than love. Yes, there's romantic love here, but there's also something to do with your career here, because you're really shining. You really stand out above the rest. You're ferocious. You have a lot of drive, motivation, tenacity, willpower. You're a warrior. You're a fighter. Two of Cups. You guys, you've got love coming in. This talks about a beautiful soulmate partnership. Okay, it can talk about romantic partnerships or platonic partnerships. So I feel, it just depends on whatever you're manifesting here, but I'm definitely getting love, a romantic partnership here for you. And I'm really drawn to the lion on the top there. So Leo season could be very significant. August could be very significant to you. Okay, this may go down in August, or this person could be a Leo, or you could be a Leo. Take it how it resonates. But because you've done all this healing, you're attracting a true love, a higher love. No more devils for you. No more goats with horns and hooves and crazy eyes. Okay, no more. Because you know your worth, you know your value. And you're stepping into your purpose here. This person's coming to offer you their cup of love. You know your worth, you know your value. Your finances are on the up and up here, you guys. I really feel like you've healed your financial challenges. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, your material world, your finances, you have. It's taken time. It wasn't an overnight thing. I feel like this has been a work in progress for years. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years for you. But finally you've done it. You've come into this position where you're super solid, super stable, and your finances are looking great. And they're here to stay. Your finances are not going anywhere. They're going to keep rising and growing and elevating, you guys. And I feel like you're the first person in your family line to do this. Maybe for, I don't know, hundreds of years or something like that, right? Like maybe grandma and grandpa were very, very, poor. Maybe they were barely making ends meet. They could barely keep food on the table. Or, great grandma and grandpa struggled too, or, and it was just this pattern, this cycle. But finally, you've broken that with your awareness. It's because you're very aware. you're very in tune, you're very sensitive, you're very empathic, you're very spiritual, and you started to do the introspection and the healing. Maybe even some of you went to see a counselor and they mentioned the term, generational patterns, for example, and then they taught you about that so you were able to break them. But I mean, you did the work, right? You have to do the work to see the results. You can go to a counselor or a therapist or a teacher and have them say, yeah, dun da 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 da, this and that, and you should work on this, and you should do that, and this is what I see for you. But if you don't go off and do the work, then nothing's going to change, right? So you've put in the work, you've put in the effort. Two of Swords. So I feel like you cut this devil out of your life, whatever that devil was, be it fear, addictions, toxic relationships. That person, there's a specific person that you were with. They never saw you for you. They didn't want to see you for you. They just wanted you to obey. They liked control, sit down, be quiet, do what I say, and that's that. So you had to take your power back from somebody like that, which is why you're a fierce fighter, a warrior. The Four of Swords. So you've been recovering from heartache, you guys. You needed some time, and I feel like it's almost like once a year something comes up for you that you honor and you let go again. And I'm not sure what that is for you, but I'm getting that for some of you. It could be that somebody's birthday comes along once a year and this person has passed, and this person was very close to you. Maybe it was your mom, maybe it was your dad, maybe it was your brother, your sister, or a friend. Take it as how it resonates for you. And whenever their day of passing or their birthday comes along, you always spend time mourning them, grieving them, or remembering them, or connecting with their spirit. And you have some sort of sacred practice that you do when you do that. And it's like a healing ritual almost that you do every year. And I feel like recently you just did that. And whenever you do that, you're able to feel the feelings, process it, and let it go. And then that way you don't hang on to it, right? Which is good. It's good that you're doing that release work. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. It's really good that you're doing that release work. Or maybe for some of you, you think about this devil, this toxic person that was in your life at one point, and you maybe on the day that you decided to break up with them or divorce them or leave them, that is a special day for you. And you always think about, it's like you never want to forget, like you've let it go, but you also never want to forget, so that you always stay on track. Does that make sense? You never want to forget how bad it got, so that you never go back to that place again. So you always remember the lessons. You're not hanging on to the pain. You're just almost honoring your growth and your achievements that you've made, and the fact that you had the guts to leave someone like this and reclaim your power. And you're also reminding yourself, like, I'm never going to do that again, ever again. Do you know what I mean? And maybe every year you do something like light a candle, say a prayer, write something in a journal, do some reflection on just how far you've grown, right? And it's like, yeah, remember that? Well, we're never going back to that again. It's a way to honor yourself and honor others, is how I feel. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you, because that's what I'm really getting. You may end up helping people who need some encouragement, or they need healing, or they need a different way of looking at things. So maybe you're counseling people, or you're coaching people, life coach, counselor, therapist, doctor, something like this. Grief counselor for some of you, perhaps. But it's like you're helping people get over the hump, just like you, right? It's like you're over the hump. And now you're able to turn around and help people with the lessons that you've learned along your path. King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You have such a loving connection coming in, you guys. This person is so brilliant, you guys. They really are. They're kind, empathic, supportive. This person may also do something in the same field as you. They may be a psychic, a medium, a channel. They may be a counselor, a therapist. I feel like you and them are very similar. You have very similar skill sets and you have very similar goals. You both have really big hearts. Okay, this is the person coming towards you, and they could be any gender, and you could be any gender here, you guys. But this could also be your energy in the sense that you're very in control of your emotions. You know who you are. You've entered a state of self-mastery here, and it shows. I feel like you could be coaching people through like handling their emotions, processing their emotions, and all of that. The King of Cups makes a great counselor as well. So a great emotional support for sure. You have a new opportunity here in business. One sec. Sorry guys, my son had a little fall and he hurt his elbow, so he's okay. It just hurt. But a hug and a kiss and it's all better. Okay, what fell on the ground? Ten of Swords, yeah. So you've been letting go, releasing. This is the end of a really difficult cycle, and this cycle, it could have lasted a long time for some of you, right? Maybe like for most of your life, you know, it just depends. It could be 10 years for some of you or more, but it's the end and you're laying the burdens down. We've got 10-10 here. So you're having a reset, new beginnings here, you guys. It's done. It's done. Like the worst is over. You're over the hump. It's done. Judgment. All of this was preparing you. All of these karmic lessons were preparing you for your mission, for your purpose, for your calling. And I feel you have a calling when it comes to assisting others, coaching them through, okay? Coaching them through difficult times or through life, you guys, right? Maybe even grief counseling with death and the star here, or coming to terms with things that change in your life, or helping people heal. But you know, this is you. You've raised your vibration. You've gone through a huge shift. You're not the same person that you used to be. And I'm telling you, like, this person coming towards you, they're all about you. This is happening really soon, you guys, like real soon. And they have an offer for you. They're very attracted to you. You will have reconciliation with this person here. You already know this person and they're in love with you. They feel like they struck gold. They can't believe their luck. You know, it's, they're kind of stunned by you. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay, so I feel like you're going to be able to trust this person. And I also feel like people know that they can trust you. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yeah, so you guys are going to be getting together, going out, going on dates, getting to know one another, deepening your bond. It's really special. Playfulness. Aww. And it's interesting because they're swinging on a tree swing. And I had the vision of the tree at the beginning. So I do feel like you're going to set down roots with this person. And this person's going to be your rock, you know. Someone who you can really, really count on, depend upon. And they're always going to be there for you. They're never going to let you down, okay? That's what I just heard. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Worth waiting for. True love. Yes, true love is worth waiting for. But you haven't been waiting for it. You've been preparing for it. There's a difference. You've been getting ready. You've you've been preparing your body, your mind, your heart, your soul for this love, and it's here. Okay? Someone from your past is returning to your life. Yep, they're very attracted to you. So you guys, this is what I have for you for this one. I hope the messages resonated with you and gave you some confirmation and clarity around what you already know and says to be true for you. And I look forward to reconnecting with you in the next one. Take care.